right, Oval fans, hope you're doing well. We are talking about a brief moment in the trailer for this week's new episode between Jason and Victoria involving Gail. So we have a blink and you miss it moment where we see, and thank you to everybody who pointed this out to me because I did not catch it the first couple of times I watched the trailer. Jason is in the waiting room of the hospital, most likely due to the fact that the plane made the emergency landing, Maud dead, so he's in the waiting room making the phone call. So he tells Victoria they took Gail. Who took Gail? So yeah, the question is, who's they? Where is Gail? Where did they take Gail? And why did they take Gail? So before moving forward in the video, please hit the like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes on the video. Go ahead and hit subscribe. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. That would be great. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my list now. Sorry for the pause, but just looking at the list of videos I got to do before Tuesday, it's a lot, so you don't want to miss out. So yeah, like, subscribe, the bell notification icon, and select all. And finally, follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. So basically, in real world, Paige Hurd most likely is just busy on other projects, you know, like Power Book 2. And I don't know, but again, she's probably working on other things. So we do know, like, everybody's like, oh my God, she's not in the opening credits. What's going on here? It's just safe to assume that due to other projects, Gail has a reduced role in the show. And Paige Hurd is just, well, working on other things. Not to mention, and this is not trying to be a Gail hate video. Please don't get that vibe at all. If you look at season 1, most of her story arc was Picky involved, and Picky's dead. And then from there, it was getting Jean to help to see if she can figure out what happened to Picky, but Jean's dead, so it doesn't matter. It looked like, you know, Richard was kind of, you know, I guess you could say, well, Richard and Priscilla, respectively, were both from different angles breaking the barriers that Gail had put up. And aside from that, Gail's entire story shifted to her wanting emancipation from the family. So if you add all that together, Richard, remember, got fired due to her, so he was no longer working at the Oval. And Priscilla, well, given the fact that she's pissed off at Victoria right now, I don't think we're going to get a lot of Priscilla and Gail moments. So with Paige Hurd probably having a full schedule, it's a situation where, okay, it makes sense that Gail be taken off the board, at least for this season. But remember, the Oval season 3 just got confirmed, so we most likely will see a bigger role from Gail in season 3. But of course, it is too early to say. But let's go back to the first question at hand. They took Gail. Let's go back to episode 1, I believe it was, episode 1, where we have a brief exchange between Gail and Maud. And obviously there's a difference between how Maud interacts with Gail versus how she interacts with Jason. This is pre-strangling Jason I'm talking about here. I'm talking about just in general. Gail is obviously more standoffish. She's more sassy, rude. So obviously, even in a polite way, Maud's going to lay down the smackdown, you know? And she pretty much broke down what's going to happen. Oh, as soon as the plane lands, I have people who have been instructed to do this, this, and this to get you in line. So in my mind, I'm thinking that whoever these people are will be the people who will take away Gail. Now, are they Rakadouchi? I don't know. You know, I've already done a couple videos on that. I don't want to go into it further in this one. Make sure you check out my Oval playlist. I'm thinking that it's Gail who really needs to be reacclimated, reprogrammed, rebooted, whatever word you want to use, to get the emancipation crap out of her head. Why they don't take Jason, I don't know. Maybe there were certain other instructions, but at the same time, we do know Maud has said to Victoria, that she thinks he's handsome. So I don't know what kind of incestual crap is going on there, but is it incest? Or is that, no, you know, I'm sorry, I don't even want to think of the right terminology. Basically, you know, when family sexually interacts with other family members, whatever the hell the word is. But given the fact that Gail did say she was molested by some of her uncles or an uncle of hers. It doesn't surprise me that Maud wouldn't see something about Jason, but yeah. But in any case, yeah, it does beg the question. Well, maybe Maud had something special planned for Jason that didn't involve torture or anything, because Jason was just more of a, we need to get you in line, stop doing weird shit. Whereas Gail is the one, you know what's crazy? They always say look out for the quiet ones. But it's like, you know, Gail is the louder of the two. And yeah, she's causing more messes. But when you think about it, Jason causes the biggest splats that require cleanup. But the dude obviously knows what he's doing, considering when he killed Jean, he didn't want to do it again. So he's killed before and probably covered it up himself. Whereas Hunter just makes random messes and expects people to clean it up. He doesn't really give a damn. So it's really interesting when you think about it. So I'm thinking that these individuals who Maud instructed to take Gail as soon as they landed are the same people who takes Gail and whisk her off into the night. So I really don't have too much else to say. I feel like we won't know until the episode airs. Like, will we even see Gail be taken away? Like, we'll see her at the beginning of the episode, you know, with Jason hitting the emergency lock and then, the emergency hatch and the plane landing. But I hope it's not a situation where we see Gail on the plane, then the plane touches down, we go on a commercial break, then we see Jason in the waiting room. It's like, they took Gail, and it's like, well, who, damn it? I'm guessing Gail might appear in a couple more scenes randomly throughout the season. What I mean by that is we might actually see some of the torture or the reprogramming that Gail has to go through. I honestly hope we do see that, as opposed to, oh, episode 3 is the last time we see Gail until like the end of season 2 or season 3 or sometime in season 3. I think that would be a waste. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Gail character. I was interested in what they were trying to do with her in season 1, but with so many characters on the board, there really aren't that many characters in the Oval yet who have a solid process in their development and story, because again, there's just so much going on. So I feel like the moments between her and Richard in like the fishbowl and a couple of scenes with Priscilla, they were leading somewhere, but we hadn't gotten enough development in order to see it grow. Like, hell, in the last episode, she still talked about how Jean is nothing but a lowly maid who could be used for blackmail purposes. So not too much has changed about the character. Not to mention, I think for me personally, I really wish we could see her really thinking about how her actions impact others. Like, you know, hey, because you chose to sneak out of the White House and go to Picky's turf, who, remember, Picky hung up on her multiple times in season 1 saying, hey, we need to cut this out. You can't see me no more. You're in the White House. You bring way too much heat to the operation here. And look what happened. She snuck out. Picky and a bunch of his crew members got killed. And of course, going back to the beginning of the season, she's drunk, accuses Barry of, trying to rape her. And he gets, incarcerated briefly. Then his father loses his job. So I really wish we could see more about Gail learning about the consequences of her actions, as opposed to, oh, Gail's being selfish once again. She wants to blow the lid off of the first family and then be emancipated. So she's going to get tortured as a result. I feel like that really isn't as satisfying as her really thinking about the consequences of her actions, as opposed to having just a wicked family in general. So those are my thoughts. I'm sorry to just go on a soapbox kind of here, but oh well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you think took Gail and why? Will we see her again later this season? And we'll go from there. So thanks so much for tuning in. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.